So Matt, you're sponsored by the Top Hat Jigs Company, and you are a guide at Shelbyville Lake.
Yep.
I've heard about the Shelbyville 6. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Absolutely. That the Shelbyville 6 is something that Derek Martin, the owner of Top Hat Jigs, came up with last year, and it's like one of those phenomena that happen. You know, we do them at shows, and they sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So the Shelbyville 6 is the 6 most consistent baits that I start out each and every trip with all year long. And it says 6, but you actually get 7 bags.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got a few of them here. But first and foremost, what we're going to talk about is, you know, it's the profile, like we talked about before. You know, it's all based on profile. Mm-hmm. So, you know, these baits, these Top Hat jigs, they're a full-bodied bait. They come in a 2-inch and a 1.5-inch option. As you can tell here, that's the first profile I'm holding up is the minnow tail.
Mm-hmm.
The second profile is known as the mermaid tail. So that's one bait with 2 profiles. I don't know a whole lot of other companies that have ever even thought of that, let alone do it.
Well, the funny thing, so I just got to say, the funny thing about this is this bait it's a minnow presentation, or it has a minnow presentation. It's got a tail like a minnow. Like why didn't anybody else think of this? Derek, I just...
We say it every time that something successful comes out. It doesn't matter what it is. Why didn't we think about it?
I mean, this is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. You know, Derek told me the story. He was watching a guppy on his mantle, and he was watching the way that tail works. Now, that's what bait manufacturers do.
Right.
They study behaviors of their betta fish. You know, anytime they get to see bait fish, they're paying attention to their actions. Right. He was watching that guppy tail, and he got the name after it. But the tail section of these baits, it's a patented triangle tail, first one out there.
Yeah.
Gives you 2 profiles. It's an amazing bait.
Yeah.
And the durability of these baits, you catch multiple fish on one bait too.
Right. We've had good luck whenever we went out together on with the Top Hat jigs. But you've got these 7 bags. These are your colors.
Yep. So first and foremost, I'm always going to be starting out with the teddy bug. Not only is it a fish catcher named after my daughter, it's a dirty water and a clean water bait.
What now? So explain that to me, because I heard that you're supposed to use dark colors in dark water, but you're telling me that I can use that in any one.
You know, I don't understand how the telephone works, you know, but we have teammates in Mississippi, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Florida, Texas, Kansas, and especially Mississippi. Them guys down there, their water is so dirty you could track a coon across it. Okay. I caught that 266 on the teddy bug in water with less than 1-inch visibility. So not everything is going to be
It's not an exact science.
But like you say, for the darker the water, a lot of times the darker color combination is going to be more successful due to the fact that that darker color combination is going to hold an outline to where it's a darker outline in that darker water, and those fish can see it. It kind of pops out.
Right. But the white and chartreuse, the teddy bug is just an exception to the rule.
Well, it's an exception to the rule, but also whenever I was very fortunate enough to be a part of making this color combination, what I wanted a chartreuse tail section. That's for sure what I wanted. Then I wanted something that looks like a minnow all year round. And it's like a sheeny silver. It's very similar to what a bait fish looks like. So, you know, you can tell that once a bait fish gets to a certain size, it's not going to be really affected by the stain of the water.
Right.
So it's still going to look natural. But again, it's profile as well. You know, so it does look natural. That green tail section, you know, everybody's used something with chartreuse on the backside of it. That's a fantastic color for fish to react to. But that's just the first one. That was the 2-inch version. That's the first one I'm going to drop down on any guide trip or trips I'm fishing just for fun. The next one, it's the same bait, but it's a 1.5-inch. So again, It's all about profile. That smaller body that may not displace as much water with each one of the ribs going from the head to the tail section. So it might need to be a little more discreet of a water displacement. So I'm going to try that smaller bait. You know, I'll pair that up with a 16th ounce eye hole jig and let her go.
Yeah.
You know, I was on Decatur last week and I was doing some live fishing, and I was fishing the same brush piles, and I was using the teddy bug, and I was using it in the minnow and mermaid tail, and I was catching fish on both profiles, and I was catching more fish because when you have fish looking for one profile only, that's what they're going to hit on. And now that you have two options, you know, you're going to catch twice as many.
Right.
As I transition into this third bag, this is the Alien. Now, that is a flaky body. It has kind of a motor oil body color to it with some flakes in it. Amazing, amazing. It's one of their newer colors as of about a year ago. That's definitely one that we're going to be putting down. And again, if you're looking for a dark water bait, that lightning bug, that's the more conventional thought process because it's got that dark black body with a chartreuse tail.
Right. Looks like, just like a cricket or an insect
lightning bug
or something.
Yeah. So the lemonade will be the next one. That's going to be an all chartreuse basically color. And from the invention of fishing, chartreuse has been one of the hottest colors out there.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course, I'm going to be trying all chartreuse in any water clarity.
Yeah.
Any water clarity. The next one here is a mayfly, brown and green. I was stuck on brown and green for years. This brown and green is a fantastic option when you're looking for a multi-species color.
Yeah.
I think that I've probably caught more fish, and probably because I fished it for so many years, just so hard. But that brown and green is that darker color.
Can I see that?
Yeah. It's not a complete black. It's not as dark, obviously. It's that nice, it's just a great brown and green, and it's called the mayfly, and the fish go nuts after it. This last one, number 7 out of the Shelby 6, is called the Peacock. Now that's a fantastic blue with a chartreuse tail again. Again, this here is it's one of the most exciting baits to get to cast during a spawn. Them crappie, they go mad. You get those aggressive males on that bed. That Peacock
does the job.
It does the job. You know, each and every bait will catch fish. Yes, it does. But there are certain times of the year that the color will make a difference.
Right. Well, they've got so many options to choose from that a novice, whatever, they could be overwhelmed. So I think it's a great thing what you guys have done here, kind of narrowing it down to what you like and what works, what's proven to work all year long. You, like you said, you make your money on this. This is how you make your living. And these are the baits that you're using. So obviously if that's what you're doing and it's working, that's what a guy like me or somebody else that doesn't get to do this on a daily, this is great.
You're exactly right. If the baits that I'm using weren't catching fish, it'd be harder for me to rebook clients.
Right.
And like I say, have confidence in your baits. Now let's just talk about this real quick about the Shelby 6. You got 7 bags. You got 2 profiles on one bait. But each time you either change the profile from the minnow to the mermaid tail, or you change colors up, that's going to be the first time those fish has seen it in that presentation. So usually, if the fish is going to bite, it's going to be on that first drop once you've made a change. So think of it this way. Remember, every time you go, sometimes when you go fishing, you're going to pull up to a spot and you're going to catch 1 or 2 fish, and I mean in 2 seconds.
Right.
And you think, this is it. This is it.
Best day fishing ever.
Best day fishing ever. And then it goes dead.
Yeah.
You know, so after I fished that bait that I've been using to get that first hit, I need to change up either my profile or the color a little bit, and then use that same mentality as my first drop. So,
and the great thing about these though is you can do both. You can change the color and change the profile with that one thing. You know, just that one jig.
Yep.
Just flip it a quarter turn and you got a whole different profile.
Whole different water displacement, whole different action, and really it's more of a signature. Just think of it like that. It's the frequency being displaced is one thing, but just think of it as a signature. Think of it, as, you see that just going just like the minnow's tail. But whenever I'm slowing down my presentation, a lot of times I'll put it in that mermaid tail and just let it flutter down.
Mm-hmm.
It drives them mad.
That's awesome. Those are, dang it, Derek.
Hey, you can't. I know. I'm just
blame
happy
him.
that he made them so I can
That's
catch
right.
more fish.
That's right. Local guy, super proud of him and his company and where it's going. They're growing leaps and bounds.
They almost can't keep up.
It's
They
great.
really can't.
That's a great famany.
Great family.
Family-owned business that producing a great product.
Yeah, out of Central Illinois, out of Mount Pulaski.
Yeah.
Check him out, tophatjigs.com. Call him up, tell him you're interested in the Shelby 6. He'll have some ready at Chips. He'll have some ready at Craig's. They've got some really exciting news for the Grizzly Jig Show. I can't let go. I talked to Derek this morning.
We can mute. Well, just maybe you could tell me off air, huh? Maybe you sneak that in.
He's going to change the name to England Top Hat Jigs. I couldn't be happier. No, that's totally a joke. But there's some, each and every one of these sponsors that I'm so gratefully associated with, they've all got exciting things coming out. And Top Hat Jigs is no different.
Well, the crappie industry as a whole is growing and expanding. And these companies you're working with are following suit and making sure they're putting out great products and new products it seems like every other week you got something new coming.
Yeah, it's not just a brotherhood anymore. There's a sisterhood involved. It's not just that age demographic from 20 to 50 that fish. No, there is such a diverse new crowd, a new population coming into fishing that it's a fantastic thing. I have my 6-year-old daughter and I had my 18-year-old daughter. They're making my own inline spinners. It's a family business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
well, I know I'm kind of new to the game, I guess you could say, and everybody has welcomed me with open arms, and it's just like, what can we do to help you, and what can I do to help you, and we all just seem to be working together to keep growing.
And I think that is one of the major components of why crappie fishing is expanding at the rate it is because it really is a community. It really is. I don't want to say family because there's still a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
But you don't hear anybody. You don't hear Derek talking bad about anybody. No, you don't hear manufacturers talking bad about one another. And that's right. You don't have to be associated with a company to respect a company.
Right.
And the full gamut of products out there that's available in the crappie fishing industry. I know X talks to Z and Z talks to A, and it's a really open, transparent community, and that's one thing that I really, really think's helping it grow.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you for being a part of it with me.
Thank you for the opportunity.
This is super exciting. Thank everybody for joining us here with this little Top Hat Jigs and
checking out the Shelby 6. I want to make sure that in the Shelby 6, you want to make sure you have colors up and down the spectrum. You want to get the 2 different sizes. I know I go back and forth on saying that color may not be the priority, but there are days that color is the priority. Yeah. Like we just showcased 7 of the baits that I would start out fishing any tournament, any day, recreation fishing or guided fishing. And I may have to change the color from day to day, but I know I got the right profile when I'm catching the fish. And these Top Hat Jigs have that full body bait ribbed from the tip to the tail section. It's a patented triangle tail with 2 profiles. I know people probably say, you've already mentioned that, but it's 2 profiles, 1 bait. It's like buying a bag of baits for half the price if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you got 7 bags there, 14 different options.
14 different options.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And let's just say you run out of the 1.5 inch bait. You got your 2 inch baits, and they've been hitting on the 1.5. Cut this down a little bit.
I did see somebody, and I've seen people notch the tail.
Some people like to. You can modify the baits. I don't.
They work without it, so I don't know why
they do.
Need to, but it does give you another option.
It does give you options, and that's one thing. The more options, the better. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a young adult that was going to do a senior class presentation, and his topic was the fishing industry in Central Illinois. So he contacted me. He lived near Springfield. Wanted to know if I would be willing to take him out for an hour and kind of just show him what I do as a guide, et cetera, et cetera. So we were fishing this brush pile, and I was using the old 2-inch teddy bug. I'm just going to hold this lemonade up, for example. I was using the 2-inch teddy bug, and they kept hitting that tail. And I knew that this is when we had the 2-inch bait option.
The 1.5 is new just recently.
It's a recently new
within the last year.
Yep. So what I did, I was getting that lighter bite on that tail section. All I did is I literally on camera bit half that jig off, put it on there, rehooked it, put it back on there. First drop, caught a fish. Second drop, caught a fish. Third drop, caught a fish. All on camera. Got the young adult back to the boat ramp, and on my way home, I called Derek, the owner, and I said, we need a smaller bait. So try both sizes, try both profiles, but be sure to get the teddy bug.
Yeah.
It is the number one selling fish catching bait that they offer, and it's one of those that you just hit a home run with.
Well, you said, what was your tagline for this?
Just add water.
Just add water.
Teddy bug, top hat jig. Just add water.
Just add water.
Just add water.
And you're catching fish and memories.
Memories. The memory that I have. I had a 1/4 ounce eye hole jig. I had a 2-inch teddy bug. I had my personal best crappie at 266. You tell me how you can have any more passion catching the biggest crappie that you helped design a bait of, and it's named after your daughter.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
That's
special.
It's special. It's special right now to me, that they had enough confidence and belief that I could help come up with a color combination and then the name. That was a pretty easy one.
Yeah. Well, man, Matt, thank you again for coming in here and talking about the top hat jigs and the guppy gobblers. And one of these days we're going to get you in here and Derek, and we'll just have a jam session.
If Derek is fishing today, we need to have a talk.
Yeah.
We should all be together.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, we should all be on the water fishing.
That's what I meant.
So, all right. Thanks, Matt.
Okay, everybody, like we always say, come Lake Positive Attitude, leave Lake Positive Attitude, introduce young adults to this beautiful sport of fishing. Check out the guppy gobblers on tophatjigs.com. Just add water and get ready because it's about to get heavy. These guppy gobblers produce slabs, and you got my word on it.
This Shelbyville 6. Go get them today. Bye.